Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Salami panel. How Osinbajo'S ex-aide allegedly collected 250 million without executing contracts. Hey, Nigeria, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time we're reaching you today. A very warm, big thank you to every one of you for your continuous support. We truly, really appreciate you. God bless you. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and to subscribe if this is your first time. Apple Live Media will keep you up to date. You see, investigation is going on Osinbajo, vice president of the country. Well, if you don't know Osinbajo, apart from being the vice president of the country before attending to become the number two citizen of the country, he was a professor, is a pastor, is someone who is intellectually sound, and is second to President Muhammadu Buhari. Yes, this Nigerian government, it is because Osinbajo, they are trying to investigate him and to pin some corruption charges against him that you are hearing of this. Normally, you will not hear of it. You are hearing of 250 million. There are worse cases, oh yes, billions, that nobody picks, nobody looks, it's swept under the carpet, nobody pays attention to in this very administration. To mention but a few, look at what happened the last few days with NDDC. That's the one you know about. There are other several cases why well-meaning Nigerians are suffering. Children still went to bed yesterday on an empty stomach. Yes, a widow is there that cannot even take care of herself. How much more the children in this country? Why some people are throwing away the wealth? What an irony! Let's get straight into the news and get all the details. Salami panel. How Osinbajo's ex-aide allegedly collected 250 million without executing contracts. An ex-aide to Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Daniel Wokomo, allegedly failed to execute some contracts awarded to his firm in 2018 after receiving 250 million. This was when he served as special assistant to the Vice President on National Economic Council, NEC. PR Nigeria's Economic Confidential reports that Wokomo was a signatory to the bank account of the company. An investigator at the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, spoke while testifying before the Justice Ayo Salami's led Presidential Investigation Committee on Thursday. The panel is investigating EFCC activities under the suspended acting chairman Ibrahim Magu. The police officer is facing a 5-year review from 2015 to 2020. The operatives, whose name is withheld from security reasons, said several contracts were awarded without execution and payments were made to companies under the Presidential Amnesty Program, PAP. And people in Niger Delta are suffering, like suffering. The officer recalled that the case was assigned to Special Investigation Team in the Office of the National Security Advisor, ONSA, after an intelligence on PAP fraudulent activities. Upon investigation, it was discovered that Dajiri Integrated Services was awarded a contract worth over 98 million. Nigeria, did you hear that? Yes, 98 million. A similar contract was awarded to another company named Ego Technology Limited at the same amount of 98 million. After payment, Ego Technology transferred it to Damije. A total of 250 million was transferred from Damije to Elixir Investment Partners as investment. Wokomo was the sole signatory to the account of the Dajiri. Also, he, his wife, and son were shareholders of the company. The EFCC investigator told the panel that Wakoma was detained but released on Magu's instruction. Did you hear that? He disclosed that Wakomo's regular diplomatic passports were retained but later released to him, also on Magu's directives. Did you hear that? This is the country that we are. The officer said the 250 million invested by Wokomo and tracked to extort investor investment was then placed on hold. Wokomo subsequently interacted a civil suit for the hold placed on his fund to be lifted, and the court ordered sometime in November 2018 that in the absence of a court order, the hold should be lifted. However, in same November 2018, the omission was granted a freezing order for the court on the funds, which nullified the initial order. The operatives added that the investigation of the case was concluded and 4 separate charges were performed against Brigadier General Boni retired, Ananifo Morocco, Sergeant Joseph Dan Wokomo, Danmijo, alongside Paul Ofona and his firm. The directive said the 4 charges were taken into the chairman, but after Magu's alleged directives that the name of Wokomo was removed from the charges, the suspended chairman said only his company be charged. Shortly after, some officers investigating the case were transferred for being stumbling block to the soft landing intended to be given to Wokomo. Magu then allegedly directed that no one should look for the accused or any of his family member, since it was only Dajimo that was charged. So, an aide of vice president collected a contract of 98 million. 98 million. There's already be paid 250. In fact, this country, God will save us. So there is no thorough investigation. There is no, things are not done decently and in order. And yet we are in a country where there are so many agencies, anti this, anti that. Look at the very person, the cat that they gave fish to hold is the one being investigated. Where is the fish? I mean, where do we go from here? Where do we draw the line? This is the country that we are. This is Buhari's administration, who came telling Nigerians that he was fighting corruption. But yet, since the inception of Nigeria, there has been no worse administration than this. Nigerians, what do you think? Leave us a comment. God bless you. Bye for now.